Hello, friends. I'm Donna Clement Petrushka, and I am honored to invite you to something truly extraordinary, the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. My father, Kim Clement, carried a unique prophetic anointing that allowed him to reveal God's heart and divine truths in ways that continue to resonate deeply today. His prophetic words, teachings, and worship moments are not just history. They are a living testament to God's ongoing work. Now you can gain unprecedented access to my father's entire digitized video archive. Every prophetic moment, every powerful teaching, every anointed worship session is now available to you in the Prophecy Vault. This treasure trove of spiritual wisdom and revelation is here for you to explore and be inspired by. But that's just the beginning. We've also enhanced the prophecy database, meticulously updating it with new video content and profound insights. This is more than just a collection. It's a living resource where you can delve into prophecies and see how they align with today's world. Plus, I'm excited to share that my dad's special School of the Prophets teachings are included, offering you deep, transformative lessons on hearing God's voice and understanding his revelations. As part of your membership, you'll also gain access to my prophecy blog, where I break down and analyze my father's prophecies, connecting them to current events. This blog will provide you with exclusive insights and a deeper understanding of how God's word is unfolding right now. And we're offering something truly special: exclusive analysis sessions available only to members of the Prophecy Vault. These sessions will go beyond the surface, providing in-depth exploration of specific prophecies and their implications for today and the future. Your partnership is crucial. Not only will you gain access to these incredible resources, but you'll also help us continue the vital work of preserving, digitizing, and adding new Kim Clement material to the archives. Together, we can ensure that my father's prophetic legacy continues to inspire and guide generations to come. So, I'm inviting you to step into the Kim Clement Prophecy Vault. Let's embark on this journey of revelation together, and I can't wait to see you inside. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Code Breakers Live. My name is Donna Clement Petrushka. And you know what? I was not planning to actually do a show today. I was going to do something like a best of Code Breakers, and I just couldn't stay away. So, you know what happens over any kind of holiday is all the shows that you watch. Like I watch Glenn Beck and Dan Bongino and people like that. And all of them don't do their shows because everybody's on holiday, especially at Christmas time. And it gets quite boring because it's like, hey, all the people I want to hear from are on vacation when I'm on vacation. I can't stand that. Oh, they do that when there's with TV shows too. And it's like the time you want to watch is when everybody's off of work and you know we're doing we're at home and we're with family and stuff. When you're with family, you want to watch stuff. So anyway, I decided to just come on with you guys today and hang out for a little while. I won't go as long as normal, but I wanted to check in. We're about to hit the new year, hitting 2025. We are so excited about Donald Trump becoming the president. We know he's voted for. Now we need to see him inaugurated and in there and at work. And I have to tell you guys, I got a little bit burned out on all of the politics. And I have this over this Christmas break, my brain, I couldn't take it anymore. And I did the show last week with Charlie, and then I just was kind of not on social media too much. I was there, but I wasn't there too much. And I, obviously Christmas, I have kids.
There's a lot of kids in our family. We have a big family, so that was very busy. I had no time to watch anything, to be on X. I was cleaning the house, I was cooking, I was wrapping presents, I was assembling gifts the night before. At 1 in the morning, we were putting together a vanity for my daughter that we gave her and other things. And so, not much sleep. Christmas Eve, and then even Christmas because it was so busy. So that was it the day after Christmas Eve, so the 25th. I slept it up. And then I thought, you know what? I can't watch any more news. I can't handle any more news. So I started watching a TV show, which I never do this. I have shows, me and my husband and my sister, Jacqueline, we all watch. Jacqueline's not here today, by the way. I think she might be in the chat, but she's visiting friends in California. So she's not in studio, just me and Lou here. And, we have some shows we watch, together. But I'm not too big of a TV show person. Oh, she is in the chat. Okay. Hi, Jack. I miss you. We miss you at home. So I did scroll through X a little bit, and someone said something about a German time travel television show. So I started watching it alone because nobody else was interested in watching a foreign TV show where they're not speaking English. Now they dub it. I don't have to read the captions. They dub it. And so I started watching. It's called Dark, and it's about time travel. And of course, my dad being a prophet and, being in the world of the prophetic, I have an interest in time travel and the concept. And so I thought, okay, this was recommended. I'll have a look at this. And so I started watching it. And man, the last 2 days, I've been doing laundry, cleaning, and, it didn't do too much cleaning yesterday. My mother got me a robot vacuum for Christmas as a Christmas gift. And so I had the vacuum cleaning for me while I had laundry going, and I've been watching this German time travel TV show. And let me tell you something. It's way different when you watch a television show that's not made in Hollywood. That's not like Western, but not American. It's a very German show. Um, the actors aren't all perfect looking, which is great. They just look like normal people. So that's been quite interesting. But I thought, okay, I'm gonna do the show. I can't leave my code breakers friends alone. My family over here, you guys. So somebody saw my husband reaching 100 caves. Yes, my husband, as many of you know, has taken on this endeavor of caving and exploring the caves because we live in Tennessee. There's so many caves here. So he started out looking at looking for Civil War memorabilia and checking out the rivers. And, because we haven't, we've lived here for about 5 years. So it's been a journey. But he really got into exploring the caves. There's so many caves here. And so he started documenting it all on YouTube. And so I did post that. If you follow me on X, you'll see his videos there. You should go check it out. He went to 100 caves this year, and his goal was to visit 100 caves, and he did it. So that was really great. So I'm looking at the chat here. It's all my friends. I saw so many people coming from Texas. So it's lovely to see everybody has joined from Texas. I'm going to scroll up a little bit and see who's here. Oh my goodness. A lot of you. Ooh, look at this. Grand Prairie, Texas. I used to live very close to there. West Virginia. Tomball, Texas. I've never been there. Louisiana. Bastrop, Louisiana. Is that how you say it? Love Louisiana. North Carolina. San Francisco Bay. Hi, Renee. Florida. Another Florida. I love Florida. New York. Oh my goodness. How you guys doing over there? Southern California, that's where my sister is. Franklin, that's where I am. Let me see. South Carolina. England. Hello, Peter in England. I love England. I love an English breakfast. It's one of my favorite meals in the world. And a Cornish pasty. Canada. Oh, I want to talk about Canada a little bit today. Because I have a video on my X page I want to show you guys of what America would look like if Canada became the 51st state. So I want to check that out. Let's see. Oh, we're on Telegram, guys. If you look below me on the screen. Oh, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. That's where my dad prophesied 2 terms. Was it Phoenix? No, it was Scottsdale. I don't remember. Where's Maricopa County? My brain is mush. Let's see. I'm going to keep scrolling here. Traditional New Mexico food, Renee. Ooh, interesting. Plattsburgh, New York, upstate. Las Vegas, how's the weather? Kingsport, Tennessee. Wisconsin. More Arizona. Michigan. North Georgia. Oh, I'd love to see where you guys are. More Michigan. I love Michigan, of course. It's very cold there right now, I'm sure. I actually did see that there were some snowstorms coming through. I've been watching the weather. That's something I always watch. Ohio. Oklahoma. I'm just trying to read. I might have to put my granny glasses on again. Strumming. Hi, Strumming. Okay, I'm looking. Now, these are comments coming from YouTube. From YouTube that I'm looking at. 23 days left for Trump. I know. Couldn't come sooner, Larry. I agree. Oregon, San Antonio, Texas. Oh, my goodness. So many of you. Oh, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. Oh, you guys did join me today. There's at least 1,000 people watching on YouTube. Time travel. Okay. So yes, this time travel. Look, it's I don't know how true it is. It's just, I needed to watch something that wasn't politics. And I'm sure other people, do you guys feel burned out? I'm so burned out over it. I've had enough. I needed a break. Southgate, Michigan. Hey. Victoria, Texas. These are places I've been to and know. Netherlands. Oh, hello. Welcome. I love the Netherlands. My husband and I traveled through there a few times. My husband more than I, but I do love the Netherlands. It's lovely over there. We have some friends there. Okay. And I'm looking over here in Rumble. We've got Utah, Minnesota, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Florida, more Oklahoma, Colorado, more Texas, Massachusetts, Washington. Other people, there I see summertime. You're also burned out on politics. I think we had such a win with Trump. I'm looking over here, HOD chat. I see you. Christmas detox from politics. I'm telling you, we had to take a moment. But you know what? I have to tell you guys something I've been doing is eating a lot of sweets. I can see it in my face. I can feel it. I've gained weight. But Puerto Rico, welcome. And New Jersey. Hey, where are the drones? You guys? They're just disappeared. It was like all the drone stuff. We did the broadcast on the drones. We were looking at the prophecies. I got in trouble, by the way, Lou. I got in trouble on my YouTube channel for sharing the drone prophecy video. And so I need your help with that. Because why are they giving me copyright when I need help with that. Yeah, I got in trouble with YouTube for posting my own dad on my own channel. So I don't know why that keeps happening, because there's all kinds of people all over YouTube posting videos of my dad with hundreds of thousands of views, and they have ads, and we're pretty easy on them, but for some reason they give me a really hard time on YouTube about posting my own dad when I run both channels. Like me and Lou run and are in charge of the Kim Clement YouTube channel. And then I have my own channel that I use sometimes because, Hawaii, it makes it easier. Sometimes if I want you guys to watch something, if I can just post it over there, or post sometimes things that, I don't want to clog up our ministry pages, and I post it over there. And they give me such a hard time. Okay. Wales, UK. Wonderful. It is ridiculous, isn't it? Oh, all the censorship stuff is so silly. Well, so the drones, where are they? Do you guys know what happened to the drones? Drones in Massachusetts and Indiana. Okay, so there are in Massachusetts now. I looked everywhere today. I couldn't find anything on the drones. I was like, man, we were covering this, and then I kind of got busy with Christmas, and then I came back to look, and there's nothing more about drones. And I even posted on my. I'm about to show you. I even posted on my X page and said, um, "Did the?" Or I reposted someone else who said, "Did the drones go on Christmas break?" Kentucky. Hi, Mary in Kentucky. Who are they? Did you guys see Trey Smith's video? You know that you guys know that's something I've been asking for a long, long time. Everybody's like, they're doing this, the deep state. They, the secret societies. They. Who are they? Who are they? And Trey Smith had an interesting video on that. We'll have to have him on back again to talk about it. But who are they is the question we should be asking. We should be narrowing it down now. So that's the thing. Okay, let's go. President Carter passed. Did he? Oh, Jimmy Carter has just passed away. Oh my goodness, I did not know. Yes, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, he was at the end, so he didn't go young. It's harder when someone goes young. When someone has a full life, it's a lot easier. And I can tell you that from experience because I lost my dad, who died too young, and 50 days later, my grandmother, and she lived to 91. So that was it was comparatively with grief. It was very different. Knowing my grandmother had lived a full and long life, I was sad that she went. I think, yeah, Carter was very old. So it's easier when someone has had a full life than when someone goes young. That is for sure. And so, but let's go ahead and put on. There we go. There's my page. Thank you, Lou. What about the Christmas background? Where's my Christmas background? I so liked it. You keep your Christmas decorations up until New Year's. I'll tell you what I did, you guys, quickly before I go into my page. I had a terrible problem with my Christmas. You put me back on the screen, Lou. I'm not going to go there yet. I'm going to tell them about my Christmas lights. I should have brought a picture. I worked very hard on it. So, I broke my toe. I think it was the 18th, around the 18th of December. It was right before my kids were having their last day of school before Christmas break. And I went to go plug in my son's Chromebook that the school gives them a Chromebook now to work on. We never got that growing up. My kids do. And so you have to charge these Chromebooks every night. So I was quickly just rushing to go plug in the computer. I charged it in the kitchen and dropped the Chromebook on my toe. Now, this particular toe has been broken before. I broke it in 2015 when in South Texas with my husband. I was rushing through a gate and didn't see a big concrete brick. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking ahead of me, wearing flip-flops, and broke my pinky toe on my right foot so badly it was twisted to the side and it was twisted and the bone was sticking out. It was terrible. And I had to. My husband took me to the hospital and they tried to tape it up. It was just terrible. And so it never healed. I ended up leaving the emergency room because they were taking too long and there was really nothing they can do for a toe. So I left the emergency room and had this broken toe. And I remember texting my dad pictures of my toe. Look at my toe. I still have those in my photos of when I broke that toe in 2015. Well, it's never healed properly and it ended up with a little bump on the side. Broke the same toe. How is it that always happens? Dropped the Chromebook on the toe. The agony, the pain was so bad I couldn't even cry out. I couldn't get breath. I was leaning on the counter in the kitchen. My husband walked in. He said, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm in agony." And I'm not sure if I broke it again. I have joked with him that maybe I broke it straight again because it stayed crooked, but I haven't been able to tell because it was so swollen. Well, we have. I had wanted to put my Christmas lights up, and I had not done it yet because we had a problem with our electricity, and I was getting no power to any of the outlets outside, and I had not put up the Christmas lights, and the kids really wanted them. So I had an electrician come. He fixed everything for me. We figured out a lot of problems, and so I was able to put the Christmas lights up, and I put them up late. It was around the weekend before Christmas. I was putting up lights, and I had gotten a nativity scene, a light up nativity scene to put in the front. And then my Christmas lights, I saved some from last year. I got some new ones, and I went out there, and alone. I was fine. I was limping around. It was freezing cold outside, below freezing, and I was all bundled up. And I have this thing I used to dust, got a few years back, and you can extend the pole out. So I had these big bushes outside, and I'm wrapping lights around bushes, and I'm limping around. Just all Christmas, I had this hindrance of this broken toe. And then Christmas, after Christmas morning, and we went to my mom's. Coming back, I was carrying a box of gifts, busted my finger. So I'm all beat up. Everybody got sick over Christmas too. The kids were sick. My husband was sick, but I didn't get sick. I was fine. And then I have a little bit of something, but I didn't get sick. Everybody else got sick, and I was okay. But I had this broken toe and this busted finger. Look at the bruise on my finger. Black. I was carrying a box. But at the end of it all, we had a wonderful Christmas, and I'm very happy about it. But not without some drama, some broken bones. But we survived. Okay, so we can go to my X page now, Lou. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to pull it up for me so I can see it. And I think maybe I should go. Let's just start at the top. Look how beautiful that is. Do you see that? Yeah, you can see it, yes. Isn't that pretty? I follow some of these pages that just post, and I think they make these images with AI, but it's just so pretty. And I love Christmas and decorating, and I love those colors. Oh, here's something. Okay, so I keep reading about conversions in the Middle East. This is a long clip, so I'm not going to play it, but he's talking to Sean Ryan here about the Middle East and how it's illegal to share the Christian message, but people are having dreams about Jesus and conversions. Now, you guys remember my dad prophesied about Damascus Road conversions. I keep seeing this. He saw this happening in the Middle East. In particular, he talked about Iran and in the Middle East, the Damascus Road conversions. Now, if you haven't looked, you can go in to our prophecy database and do a keyword search on Damascus Road conversions, and those prophecies will come up, and you'll see. It's part of the Jesus Revolution my dad was prophesying and seeing. And here's one. I'm not going to play it now because this clip is too long, but if you follow me on X, you can go there and have a look and listen to what they were saying. So at the same time we're having these Damascus Road conversions in the Middle East, we're also having attacks on Christians by mostly by Islamic terrorists, but definite attacks on Christians. Laura Logan's been covering this very well. The Fulani terror leader unleashes a chilling threat. We will declare war in the new year. And they are attacking Christians. Now, this is happening in India as well. You would think, the Hindus are peaceful. Well, they don't like Christians. This is the one I was going to show you about Canada, you guys. Let's have a look here.
First star, and the U.S. would become the. What if Canada? What if Canada
became the 51st state? Let's have a look at what the country would look like, because Trump's been talking sort of threatening that. But how interesting if it did. Have a look at this.
Became the 51st state of the United States. If Canada joined the U.S., the flag would gain a 51st star, and the US would become the largest country in the world, covering 19 million square kilometers, overtaking Russia. Canada's 40 million people would increase the US population to 373 million, keeping it third in global rankings behind India and China. Economically, Canada's 2.9 trillion GDP would make it the third wealthiest state, just after California and Texas. The US defense budget would grow by $26 billion, and American dominance in the Arctic would expand, reinforcing its global influence. However, this merger would spark international concerns. Russia could bolster its Arctic military presence, while China might have to rethink its strategies in the Pacific. Mexico, heavily dependent on the US, would face pressure to diversify its partnerships to maintain economic stability.
Okay, so isn't that interesting? If I'm doing, there we go. Isn't that interesting to think about? Because if you see Russia, it's huge, but it's not really populated, all that land. I mean, it's freezing cold in some of those areas. I see someone asking in the House of Destiny chat if there's video of me wrapping the lights. No, but I wish there was. You guys would have had a good laugh of me all bundled up in the freezing cold, limping around, putting up those Christmas lights. So I thought that was so interesting because if you look at Greenland, is next to, you see how Greenland's right there next to Canada. I mean, that's huge. And someone in the Rumble chat was saying Canada, Greenland, and Panama, the Panama Canal, and Panama. So expansion, interesting. I don't know what to expect. I don't think my dad prophesied anything about that. So I can't sort of refer to any prophecies, but I found it interesting. Why not? I'm sure people in Canada, I don't know how the Canadians feel about it. Here's one person posting, I reposted, what happened to the drones? I mean, after all of that, we're not hearing anything more. Now, I saw somebody posted about the drones that, the weather over there hasn't been great. So it could be that people haven't been able to see as much. I'm seeing some of your comments here. We don't want the Canada problems. Well, I think I don't know how that would work. I haven't thought it through. It was just, I saw that video today. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was this with the Pope. What's up with the portals? And if he's opening that, how come there's cameras inside? Like if he's supposed to be opening this unopened door, there's cameras inside. So this is all just for show then, because he didn't actually, like somebody else prepared the area, put cameras inside, outside, so we could see him open the door. But really it's just so we can, the Pope opens the door and that's that. I don't know I've never heard anything about this. Apparently this happens from time to time. Any Catholics in there? I'm looking to see if there's any Catholics in the chat that can explain to me what's up with. Yeah, and thank you, Cindy. And why can't the Pope walk? What's going on with him? Is he getting older? Maybe that he's being wheeled around. How's his health? He's a creeper. Oh Lordy, I'm not Catholic. Yes, this particular Pope is definitely globalist without question. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Remember the Pope before him was the first Pope to step down in how many hundreds of 700 years or something crazy? And then the lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica. Remember that? I remember that happening at the time, and I remember not liking the whole situation. I like the other Pope. I don't like this one. What is this one? Benedict? Who was the one before him? Forgetting their names now. I don't follow it. If I see it, but this is so strange to me. What are you opening portals? Or is this, is this some kind of a... Oh, I've lost everything. Oh, there we go. I lost everything for a second. I knocked I knocked the mouse. Okay, Strumming is saying, you remember the one before him. Okay, that guy. Well, he was Francis, thank you. So Benedict was before this one. This is Francis, that was Benedict. I liked Benedict. Benedict was doing some stuff with exposing stuff in the church, and as Space Cowboy just said on YouTube, Benedict was forced out. Yes. And then the lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica. Did they fly the drones in to see the Pope? Oh my goodness. You know, I got my husband a little drone for Christmas that could follow him around when he goes on his caving adventures, because he films everything. So he told me which drone to get. I don't know. And it is the cutest little, it wasn't expensive at all. And it's the cutest little gray drone. And it follows him around. You can tell it to follow, and it follows and films. And it's just the coolest little thing. It did not cost a lot of money at all. I think it was $200 for this drone, and I got it for him as a Christmas gift. And he just loves it, and I love it. I think it's the cutest little thing. If I have to film anything where I'm walking around for you guys ever, I will use the little drone that I got my husband. Okay, the Catholics have a Jubilee year every 25 years and open Vatican doors. Okay, well, that kind of makes sense. I mean, it's fine. If this is some kind of a ritual, it's yes, we definitely have seen a lot of falls happen in the fall. A lot of that happened. Exposures, as my dad prophesied. Many will fall in the fall, many will rise from the dust. And then, of course, he spoke of when he prophesied, the very last time he prophesied, he said, there are those that have built their house. He's speaking about the church. Those who have built their house on the sand, and those who have built their house on the rock. And those who have built, when the storms come, those who have built their house on the rock will remain. And he prophesied that the very last time he ever prophesied. Very interesting. So we're watching these things happen, and we're watching so much come to pass. Oh, there we go. There's lightning striking St. Peter's Basilica. Okay, here's the only drone footage I could find today when I went to look again and said, where's the drones? And this was there. Now, I have not investigated this enough because I only saw this today, but I just reposted it because that was all I could really find that was new, but it does look a little alarming if that is real. And that's what I'm saying, is I haven't investigated enough to know if this is fair. I looked in the comments. I didn't see anyway. Usually I'll look in the comments to see if anybody's got an issue. Hong Kong had a drone show. Well, the drones are fine. If we're doing drone shows, if we're utilizing the drones to deliver packages, all those, I don't have a problem with drones. I have a problem with unidentified drones that are up to God knows what in the skies above New Jersey, near President Trump's Bedminster residence, which we don't want that happening. Look at this. Okay, you see this? New Taliban rule. This is what happened to Afghanistan after that disastrous withdrawal, thanks to Biden, who did not do it properly. Now, Trump was withdrawing us and our troops from Afghanistan, but he was doing it the right way, not leaving billions of dollars worth of our military weapons and bases. Bagram, I think, is the base there, that we needed that one. And they just abandoned everything like fools. And we spent 20 years in Afghanistan, and there was supposed to be democracy, and had established all of that. And the women were being educated and didn't have to look like this anymore. Look at them. Women are no longer allowed to be visible from house windows under any circumstance. If the kitchen has a window, women can't cook near it. That is outrageous. Now, the other thing it says there in the second paragraph, this comes after other rulings that women are forbidden from making sounds or speaking to each other. Where are the feminists? The feminists are too busy fighting for men to pretend to be women and use our bathrooms and play in women's sports, and the woman of the year is a man dressed as a woman. That's what the feminists are doing. What about these women? Who's doing anything about this? And not only that, but it is our fault. Biden's fault, not our fault. We wouldn't have done this. I mean, you talk about foolishness. I can't stand it. I mean, can you imagine having to live that way? You know what that shows me? Weak men. Weak men who can't control themselves, so they have to cover the women up like this. That's what's going on here. So the men don't have to have any self-control. Everything is the woman's fault, and they have to be covered up. Now, there's an issue for some feminists. Look at these women. This is insane. That is insane. That's insane. Sorry. Feminists, you fail. Big fail. Sorry, I get mad. Very mad. Okay, here we go. This is something else. All of the plane crashes. My mother and I were talking about this today because my dad always used to say to her, they come in threes, but there's actually four. Now, the Azerbaijan airline flight that crashed. Did you guys see the video of the guy? He filmed himself in the plane before it crashed. And then he ended up surviving. I might have that further down here. But I mean, anyway, that one was accidentally shot down by the Russians. And I think what's happening with the Russians is they're running out of all their qualified people. So now people who aren't really qualified enough are doing things. And, you know, that whole situation is just spiraling out of control. But then you have the KLM flight. I don't know if that one was the South Korea one. And then one of them, I have more posts. Let me just see, because I don't know by the airline flights. But there's some pictures. So we've had a number of plane crashes happening. And I think you guys remember me telling you last year, I'm not flying in any more airplanes. The last couple of Reawaken America tours I went to, I drove. I did an event in Arkansas for George Magazine. I drove. Aside from the fact that I don't trust them, like Boeing, it's not the different airlines. It's Boeing. I don't trust, because I saw the Boeing whistleblower testimony to Congress. And when I saw that man crying on the stand about how they were assembling these planes, and then things are flying off the planes are crashing everywhere, I just didn't feel good about flying, and I stopped. And it wasn't just because of that. It was also because of the cost to fly. How much money they charge you to treat you like a criminal, squeeze you in like a sardine, charge you for everything but air, when they've already charged you for a flight, and they're going to charge you for your bags, and you're going to wait in lines that you're probably going to miss your flight, or it's going to get canceled. You're going to be diverted. It is so awful that I don't want anything to do with airline travel, domestic travel. I don't want anything to do with it. If I'm going somewhere, I'm just going to take a few extra days and get in my truck with my husband and drive. I'd rather do that. It's more affordable. I am in control of the situation. I feel better. I don't feel safe traveling, and I feel that I'm being ripped off as well. It's too much money. It's too much money to spend to risk your life. Like, look at this. It's outrageous. And you know that whistleblower that I saw testify is dead now. He went to, I will get there. Here's Johnny Depp. I saved this because, listen to this guy. Look, I'm not too much of a fan of Johnny Depp, honestly. But if you listen to sounds,
And you also
talking about Hollywood.
said that you felt free and you didn't need Hollywood anymore. Is that the way you feel still?
Well, I feel that Hollywood, having had to, have a few bouts, let's say, with Hollywood over certain, their particular easy way, and this fluid, like, 3-act structure, all stuff that's predictable. And I'm sorry, I had to get in there and whip it around a little bit.
You guys, Okay, first of all, he looks awful. You remember back in the day when Johnny Depp was cool? He is not. I'm in the wrong place here on the page. He is not cool anymore. And that was, you see how he was dancing around? Like he didn't even want to, he didn't know what to say about Hollywood. He was stuttering, mumbling mess. Okay, here it is. The Boeing whistleblower, John Barnett, found dead. He was found dead in his truck. He was supposed to be going for more testimony about Boeing, and they found him in the hotel parking lot dead. Now, this is the guy I saw testify that was crying on the stand. He is now dead. Now, I think he died back in March, but I didn't know that. Okay, so he works for Boeing, retires in 2017, and he's the one I watched last year. I watched him testify. He's dead. And they found him. Let me see if I can find, this is a long article, so here we go. He was subsequently found dead in his truck in the hotel car park. And Boeing is saddened. Oh, I'm sure they are. Can you believe this? That's shocking to me. I don't know how to get back here. I don't know where I am. Oh, I see. So I'm not feeling so great about flying. Look at this. Funny business going on. If you're going to fly, look, don't live in fear. I'm not encouraging you to be fearful. I'm not doing this out of fear. But there's fear and then there's wisdom. And I think it would be wise to reconsider getting in an airplane right now. Sorry, guys. I mean, if you have to do it, God will protect you. Don't worry. Pray, God will protect you. But if you don't have to, don't waste your money so you can be abused, robbed and abused, and then maybe trapped and injured or killed. Here's Norway. That was the other flight. Makes an emergency landing and skids off of the runway. This has just happened this week. Yeah, Alita, I see you here on Rumble. She says Johnny Depp cannot even speak right anymore. No, I don't know what's going on with that guy. You know, people get old. I think he probably drank and did too many drugs, and now his brain is mush. But yeah, you guys, I don't. Oh, this was something else. Look at this. Okay, so apparently, I didn't know about this until now, but they put a little camera in to a never before seen chamber in the Great Pyramid in Giza. And this is what they saw, and apparently nobody's said anything since. I didn't know about this. Okay, Jeju, thank you, Kelly, in the House of Destiny chat. She's telling me the Jeju flight was South Korea. So we had Norway, we had South Korea. The South Korea one was pretty bad. I think everybody died. It exploded. I think I have video of it here somewhere. It was very upsetting to see that. We're going to come back to this one. We'll come back to this one. Oh, look at this quick. I have cats. You guys know I'm a new cat owner just in the past year and a half. Look at this. What a good idea. I'm going to do this for my cats. Look how cute he is. Leap, leap. He's going to get it. He's going to kill it. He looks like he's having so much fun. What a good idea. All my fellow cat owners out there, here's an idea for you to entertain your cat. I'm always looking for ways to entertain mine. Okay, so it's Oslo, Norway, South Korea, and Halifax, Canada. That was the other one. Here's Canada again. There's Canada again. So, yeah, your face scanned, your eyes scanned when you're going through security. I'm reading the House of Destiny chat over there. Alaska Airlines, the only one safer. I've heard good things about Alaska Airlines, but again, I don't think the problem is so much with the airlines, maybe with the overcharging and all that stuff. But I think the core problem here we're dealing with is Boeing. You have a CEO who is no good. I saw a bit about him. He gets an astronomical salary. And now they're cutting costs, and I'm sure DEI hires and all this. So Here's another cat video. I thought this was so funny. 0 survival skills. Oh, I love him. He's a cute fat cat. Tickle him. Oh, sorry, you guys. I just love cats. Look, we had to do a little bit of this because we're talking about some serious things like plane crashes and all these other things. So it's nice. I purposefully will throw these in to sort of cleanse, have a little laugh, have a moment. So that's cute. And of course, I'm a newer cat. Here we go. The KLM Royal Dutch Airlines, Jeju Air Boeing, and Air Canada. Those are the flights. Here's some of them. Let's see. That's not good. Really, really not good. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at this. Look at this is Madonna. What on earth is going on? I mean, this is embarrassing. Somebody needs to stop her. She's an old lady now, and I don't think she's not there anymore. Like, just stop this woman. I mean, she was already a Cynthia in the House of Destiny chat has a cute fat cat. I love a fat cat. Now, all my cats are young, so I'm just waiting to see who's going to be the fat one. I think it's going to be Toffee. One of our cats is Toffee. And he's the one that's always the most interested whenever I'm in the kitchen. He just follows me in there. And then he shouts at me because he wants cream. So I give him a little dollop of whipped cream every time I go in there. So then he's shouting at us, which is him, meow, meow, meow. The other cats don't do that, but Toffee does. I think he'll be the fat one. You know, someone needs to do. But anyway, we're going to scroll past Madonna. But I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, this is ridiculous. This has to be stopped. Somebody has to stop her. Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. And of course, we've seen the argument with Laura Loomer and Elon Musk and Vivek over the H-1B visas. Here's, what's her name again, this lady? Katie Hopkins speaking about.
If we want to have some fight about immigration, let's look to the southern border. HB1 visas are not the hill to die on. If you look from above and down, it's a small issue in the fight for the heart and soul of America. Number 2, anytime you find yourself or anyone in the MAGA movement hitting each other, you're looking the wrong way. You're looking inwards. We have to hold the line. We have to be shoulder to shoulder. We can think differently. We can have different opinions about the import of skilled labour into America. But we need to hold the line with our different views because this fight is so much bigger than all of us. And finally, and as a mother, I know this really well, Trump is about to get in behind the wheel and drive America forwards for things like energy independence, fighting back against the trans mafia, really important things. It's really hard to drive a car when the kids are fighting in the back, like driving along, trying to slap some calves to stop them. So if you wouldn't mind, just for now, sitting tight, let Trump get behind the wheel. Let's fight for the heart and soul of America, and let's do it as a broad church of people able to think different things but still get along and not call each other names on Twitter. Okay, I'll see you in DC on the 20th of January. For now, sit tight.
So I think that's good advice. I do hear both sides of the argument there. I don't think, like she said, I don't think it's a hill to die on because Trump is the one in charge. And he will take care of it. So, okay, speaking of Greenland, because of course we saw Canada and what America would look like if Canada became the 51st state. Well, the other thing that Trump has been talking about is buying Greenland, I think. And so I went and I looked up Greenland and I actually I was wrapping Christmas presents and I sat there and I was like, I don't know anything about Greenland. I know it's over there up near and I know it's, Iceland is the green one and Greenland is basically a glacier with a shoreline around it. But it was interesting to watch about the history of Greenland. I think around the 1500s, people started settling there officially. I think there was some native people, obviously, there. I think there were Vikings you guys can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I've just watched a few videos. I haven't done extensive research on Greenland, but I just wanted to know a little bit. And they call it Greenland because the coastlines are where people live. It's massive. It's huge. I hadn't, really thought about it too much. I mean, I've seen the map, but there's not many people living there, and it is green around the coasts, and that's where everybody lives. If you go into the middle of the country, it's just a massive glacier. It's uninhabitable. But a huge, like 60% of the world's water comes from those glaciers in Iceland. So it's a beautiful place. I mean, I would totally love living there. I wouldn't mind that at all. It's actually beautiful. But they have been without electricity for a while now. Negative 27 degrees Celsius. What is that Fahrenheit? Lou is coming here. I'm sure we can do what is it? Maybe somebody can anybody tell me what negative 27 degrees Celsius is in Fahrenheit?
I was actually funny. I watched
Negative 27 degrees Celsius is negative 16.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
What just happened? I'm afraid. My phone. What? I did not tell my phone to do that. I'm afraid. I don't want to be listening. I'm not really afraid. I'm just.
Did you hear what it said though?
No, I'm so shocked. What did it say? Oh, we're having too much fun here today.
I watched the documentary on it. It was the Vikings.
It was the Vikings.
Yes. But they said, and I don't know if it's 100% proven truth, but when they found Greenland and Iceland, they changed the names so that people wouldn't go there. So
Yes,
Iceland
I heard
is
this.
actually a Greenland, and Greenland is Iceland.
They were
So
trying to encourage
they were telling
settlers, so
people
they
to
said
go
go to
Greenland.
Greenland, because when you come up to the shorelines, it is green,
Yeah.
and when you go inland is when it gets it's the glaciers
So
in the
they
middle.
switched the names around so that people wouldn't
But they
inhabit.
wanted people to go live there.
Yeah.
I think there's only like 56,000 people or something live in Greenland. It's not a lot of people,
So Greenland is supposed to be Iceland.
right?
So they just said,
But now Iceland is very small in comparison to. I mean, Greenland
yes.
is massive,
Oh yeah.
but most of it is a.
I just thought how smart they was with the Vikings. It's
Yeah,
like, can you imagine?
People are talking about Jimmy Carter, and I'm seeing on the side. Let's see if it's still here. Let me see here. It was trending. Yeah, he died at 100. He lived to 100 years old. So what was okay? It's negative. Thank you, Kelly, in the House of Destiny chat. It is negative 16 Fahrenheit for us in America who are using the Fahrenheit. Everybody else on here, you'll know what negative 27 Celsius is. That's cold, and they have no electricity. But I know that they're used to living there, so I'm sure they're prepared as far as, however you prepare. But that's pretty cold. That's cold. It looks so quaint and pretty, though. It looks like Christmas. Look at the little red house. Oh, I love it. I'd be totally cool living there. I wonder if I think there are polar bears. I'm not cool with the bears. I love bears, but I don't want to end up being bear food. Here's another cat. Now, I'm one who uses the laser pointers with animals, dogs, and cats, and it's so much fun. And this cat, I'll let it play again. This cat thinks he caught it and eats it. I've had my dog has done this. There you go, another timeline cleanse. Yeah, summertime on Rumble. No electricity in negative 16 degrees. That's pretty bad. So wouldn't it be nice if that was part of America? We could just, those are some places to travel, not in an airplane till Boeing pulls themselves together. Oh, I like this. This is another one of these, not serious, but
very simple. Let's check the board.
Okay. He's going to explain to us about the self-checkout scam in the grocery stores. Now, I know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about here. You go in the grocery store, and she is suggesting here that we shouldn't have to pay as much if we're scanning and bagging our own groceries. So let's hear her out.
We're here to discuss something that has a lot of companies confused, and I'm here to help. It's really very simple. Let's check the board. This is me at the grocery store. There are 82 cash registers. There are 2 cashiers. Over here, there are 19 self-checkouts. What you're not understanding is I don't work here. Why is there no discount at self-checkout? I'm doing the job of others. I do not work here. Do you understand? I need to be compensated for my time and effort. I saw a mother look like she had just got off work in the self-checkout. You think she came here to also work? I need you all to get people at these stations and man them, okay? Do your job.
So I completely agree with this lady. She's on point. And I have thought the same thing. I don't mind doing it myself. It is actually faster and easier in the grocery store if there's long lines just to self-checkout. But then we should be given a discount. Don't you think we should be given a discount? I do. These are some things to think about as we head into a new year, which New Year's Eve is just a couple of days. Now, these are some... Okay, you guys remember when my dad prophesied about the hearts of once compassionate women have cooked their own children, and their children have become food for them. Your children have become food for who were once compassionate women. Now, that's a direct quote. My dad, February 22nd, 2014. And this is where he began, after that, started to prophesy about the Supreme Court and, of course, Roe versus Wade being overturned. But you see in this post, every single dose of an MMR shot has millions of pieces of DNA from aborted fetuses. Now, that is very disturbing, because now we have the abortion issue and the shots, and they're part of the same problem. See what you guys have to say about that. I'm actually going to move this. I can't see the YouTube chat right now, so I'm going to move this over. I'm reading your comments on YouTube because I haven't been in here for a few minutes. Yeah, we should get 10 to 20% off if we have to bag our own groceries. And yes, demonic. Not the groceries, the fact that there's DNA from aborted fetuses in the vaccines that they were forcing people to take.
Yes. Oh, did you see what the CDC, they came out and they were saying that it was set up so that people would get sick and it will knock down the population. Do you see that post where somebody was talking about what was in it? But I was just remembering, I texted you about Bill Gates going to the White House.
My mother called me about that too.
Going to Mar-a-Lago, right? And Trump said, "Where are you, Bill Gates?" and all that. And I read a few comments and stuff, and I thought to myself, wait a minute. When your dad prophesied Trump will be a trumpet, the second thing he said is
Bill Gates will open
up the gate to financial freedom for the church, financial realm for the church. Yes. Now, this is something we can look at in this next year, because Bill Gates never visited Trump in his first term.
No.
So your dad there was always something like he said Trump and he said Gates straight after.
Yes. Trump the trumpet, Gates the gate. Yeah, people have been worried because they say Bill Gates is, a bad guy or whatever. But, something we have to remember is he could do something inadvertently. So, somebody invented the internet. Not invented. They didn't invent it. They found it, really. But that got started. Mm-hmm. And it has been very advantageous to the church to have the internet to spread the gospel. So even though the person who started it didn't intend to help the church, it did end up helping the church.
Television,
and I think the same thing will be true of whatever happens with Gates. And
so I just found that interesting to look at for this next year coming up, because this never happened in Trump's first term. So.
Yes, it didn't. And my dad did see people getting saved, like So we don't know what to expect here that's coming, but that is very interesting. It truly is. Someone in here was saying Dad was quoting from Lamentations. Yes, he was. I should have actually probably brought that up as well. And he did that often when he would prophesize. Uh, 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 he would see something and associate it with Scripture, and it would prophesy. I don't know how exactly that would work, but it happened often, where as he was prophesying, Scripture would be intertwined in the prophecy. Bill Gates' reptilian face. You see, that's the thing, is none of us trust Bill Gates or like him. He's on the Epstein list. But you just never know, the way my dad saw these things was long before anything came out about Bill Gates, and he wasn't a fan of Bill Gates. So it's nothing to do with Dad's opinions of Bill Gates and all those things. And yes, Mary Webb is saying in here, Bill Gates could become a Christian. Anybody could become a Christian. They're not dead. Things that he saw about Hillary Clinton. He saw it being far in the future, but he saw her also getting saved. And so you just never know. Here we go. 3 plane crashes in a day. South Korea, Norway, Canada. Here's a video. This is the one from Canada. I think this is from In the Plane. That is so terrifying. Now that's scary because you're trapped. You're in the air. You're not, like, even in a car. It's almost like if something was going wrong, you could try to. But there's no way of getting out of that. If you're 30,000 or so feet in the air, and maybe you're over ocean. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm really, here we go. This is the one in South Korea. This one is very sad because everybody died. I mean, there's no surviving that. So really, we just need to remember these people's families and pray for them. I saw a video of, they were in the airport in South Korea, and they were announcing the names of those who'd passed, and their families were sitting there. And the reaction, I had to turn it off. I couldn't watch it. The lady they said the name of her loved one. Oh no, it was just too sad. Really just awful. Here we go. There's my husband's video on reaching 100 caves. So if you want to watch him, you can have a look at that. You can follow him or me. Look at this with these. Look what she did for her dogs at Christmas. Now, I'll tell you about my dogs. Every Christmas, my dogs are waiting for our leftovers. So whenever we have Christmas dinner, because the whole family gets together, multiple houses, everybody cooks, and we bring the food together at my mom's house, and everybody eats together. And so what I do every single Christmas or Thanksgiving, or anytime we have a big meal, is I get the leftovers, everybody's leftovers, and I put them in one big plate or something to carry for the dogs. And that's what the dogs have that's their Christmas present. Because they're dogs. They're not going to notice if I buy them a sweater or a new toy. They really don't care. They care about food. And so when I come home with delicious Christmas leftovers that they can usually eat on for a couple of days, my dogs are very happy. That's a great Christmas present for them. But look at what this person has done. I mean, I don't eat as well as these dogs. They're so cute, though, in their little outfits. It's very sweet. But wow, to be those dogs. I love the little candle. Oh, that's very cute. So there's some timeline cleanses. There's Merry Christmas from the Trumps. Very happy. This made me laugh. More cat videos. Oh, look at this Indian village. These chickens. I don't know if this is true, you guys, but I don't know how to play this. I don't really want it with sound. Let me see how I can play this for you without sound. I might have to let's try this. Do this again. Huh. Okay, I'll just play it. Look at this. What is going on with these chickens? Does anybody know? That is strange. That is just very strange. Juanita posted this. I thought this was great. Also, December 24th is General Flynn's birthday. I think we've talked about this every Christmas since I met him. But it is his birthday on Christmas, which is so cool. Christmas birthday. Although if it's your birthday on Christmas, I don't know about getting presents. Your mixture of Christmas and birthday presents, that's a lot of pressure on the family. This was another thing. Eruptions. Now you remember in the seasons prophecy, my dad prophesied about eruptions. In particular, an eruption in a national park, which we did see that in Yellowstone last year. But he's prophesied about eruptions and what would be discovered as a result of earthquakes and eruptions in connection with a new energy and free energy. And one person I've been talking to is Ashton Forbes. Who is this him above? Yeah, here's Ashton. And Ashton has been sharing about the Malaysian jet that my dad prophesied about. And so I started following Ashton because he was posting about the Malaysian jet, and I kept looking up stuff and could never find much. And then along came Ashton, and that was awesome. And so I've been talking to Ashton about coming on with us here, and he does want to, but only he can't do Sundays because of football. So a lot of people do actually struggle to join us on a Sunday because anybody in ministry is at church, pastoring a church or doing church. So it's difficult for a lot of people to join us on a Sunday. So I may have to do an additional interview show instead of doing it here. So I might be adding this year. I think I'm going to do that this year in 2025 is add an interview only show, which would technically be the podcast. That's what podcasting is. And so in the case like that, then I would be able to interview a lot of people that I haven't been able to interview who are busy on Sundays. I can schedule them and pre-record it and then air it at a certain time so we can get some of these interviews in. And I still have people join me on Sundays like a Trey Smith or a Clay Clark or the Alpha Vets. They can still come on and join me. But to do a sit-down interview or to do an interview that lasts about an hour or so, I would love to do one with Ashton Forbes. And so he is going to come on here with us on a Sunday, he said, but only after football season. So we'll see Ashton soon. And I was so interested in that. So you guys stay tuned and I will let you know when I have him on. Here's another one. Oh, that's the same one. But there's eruptions happening everywhere right now. So we have plane crashes, we have eruptions, volcanic eruption. This made me laugh so hard, you guys. Look at this. My wife messaged me to say her car wasn't starting and that the dash was showing a sign of a person on a toilet. It's -4 degrees. But if you look at it, it does sort of look like someone sitting on a toilet. Too funny. Another timeline cleanse. This one made me laugh too. To pay back the $20 million in campaign debt, Kamala Harris agrees to fight Jake Paul. Oh, man, that is too funny. So funny. Okay, so this is someone, Janelle Speaks, who I reposted her. She tagged me. And you can see this is Hawaii. This is another volcanic eruption. So there's eruptions happening everywhere. You guys know my dad saw this. So that was, if you haven't seen this, everybody, we did a little Christmas special on Prophetic Rewind, which was my mom and dad 10 years ago. And we did the same thing for New Year's this week. We went back 10 years. Here is our devotional. Joseph DeMott posted his. And I just thought that was so cool. It's all worn out. So if you have given to support us or you want to, and you want to get one of those daily lights, I have one right here. Let me move this so I can see. You can make me big screen, Lou. I have one right here. Here it is. If you give an amount of anything to our ministry or to this show to support us, you can use the QR code to let us know you want it. We'll send this. If you give 50 cents, we're going to send this to you because it's really important to me that people have this. My dad loved devotionals, and he wrote every one of these, and it is so awesome and has blessed so many people. So if you have given anything to support our ministry and missions, or if you partner with us, whatever, do use that QR code. Or if you don't like QR codes, you can go to kimclement.com, houseofdestiny.org. Those are both the same website, and you can find it there on the website. Make sure you click the banner so we know you want it when you give your donation, and we'll send that to you. The other one we have was our new release last year, Prophetic Revelations, a collection of letters from the pen of Kim Clement. And for $25 or more, if you give $25 or more, we're going to send you this one. And those are all things my dad wrote. He was such a good writer. He was good at writing music and performing music and worship. He was this incredible prophet. He spoke so well, but he also wrote so well. And, the way you articulate something on paper is different than when you speak. Even though you have a voice, when you write, I'm a writer. But you can really get into the details of your thoughts that you couldn't do when you speak. And so having that is very advantageous to, especially people that are interested in the prophetic and understanding what is this. And I think this is something that we here at the House of Destiny really want to focus on, especially going forward, is understanding prophecy. There's a lot of people out there that are prophesying. Some of them are truly anointed and called to prophesy. And some people are just prophetic people that are sharing. I think there's a little bit of navigation that's happening in the prophetic move. My dad did prophesy about all the prophetic voices that would arise. And when he passed away, that was something that God showed me in the moment of his passing, was the blue mantle that my dad carried. It was a blue scarf. He had different colored ones, but the blue one was the main one. And it was representative of the responsibility he had as a prophet and the mantle that God had put upon him to deliver the word, the prophecies for this season. And when he passed away, I just saw those blue mantles just raining down, so that what was in one, God had now spread out to many. So we are going to see many prophetic voices rise up during this time. And what you watch this year, you'll see that start to happen. And, this is something that we've been expecting, but it is very important to understand the prophetic and prophecy. Biggs is very good. Biggs saw on the ear. Now, I haven't seen enough of him. And really, I'm not going to critique anybody, because people's expressions are going to be different. My dad had a unique expression prophetically. God does not imitate. The person who is given a prophetic gift will express it according to their DNA and who they are as an individual. Because that's important to God. He creates you as an individual, not to copy someone else's style. So presentation will be different. My dad was quite a dramatic person. God needed a dramatic voice to stand out during this time. That's why he used my dad the way he did. But God will use all kinds of people to speak to you prophetically in your life. And then there is your ability to hear from God yourself, so that you're not too reliant on people. Something my dad did not like was people relying on him when he was giving. Like the prophetic word and prophecy is a guide and it's a help, but you don't rely on that. You rely on God. And then this is a gift that's given. So we need to understand those kinds of things about prophecy, especially going into this year that has been prophesied so much. And there are many, many prophetic voices that are emerging and budding and flowering. And really, we want to encourage that. We want to cultivate that garden of prophecy so that it is understood in this time. Amanda Grace, of course, is my friend, so I'm a little biased about her. But I'm friends with Amanda. Well, there is the prophetic part about it. But really, Amanda and I get along. And that's why I like Amanda Grace. We just get along. We love animals. We come from a sort of a unique situation in being involved in the prophetic. Not a lot of people are. But also her husband had the stroke. My dad had a stroke. I have a lot of experience with dealing with that, with the rehabilitation that happens after a stroke and what's actually going on. And so, her and I really were able to we just get along. We're friends. I talked to her the other day. We laugh and laugh. One thing we've been talking about is crumble cookies because, like I told you, I'm looking fat. I've been eating the crumble cookies, and I'm calling Amanda saying I can't wait for Monday when I can see what the new flavors are for crumble cookies, and she's just laughing at me. But that's our kind of conversations and what are our cats doing and stuff. But we talk about the prophetic too, obviously. But I would be friends with her no matter what. Strumming says that Biggs talked about the drones. You see, I don't know Biggs, and I haven't seen enough, and I'm not going to. It is not my place to criticize anybody. I don't like to do that. I don't, a promise that I made to God when I first started speaking on the broadcast, and it was something I knew I was going to be doing more of, is I will have no slander on my tongue, and I don't like to speak ill of other Christians. There's enough people in the world that do that I don't like to do that. So I don't want to maybe say something about someone who's prophesying and, I say because I often will just say something stupid, and then it could be hurtful or inhibit in some way something God's trying to do. So you won't hear me ever speak ill of people in ministry, but also especially prophetic voices. Because I've changed my mind about things too. I've seen people and be like, I don't know about that person. And then later on, I'm like, oh, no, I was wrong. And so God has taught me a lot. And I just think it's important to really support one another. And, when things are corrupt, you call them out, the people who are supposed to. But really, we should really protect one another too in this time, because we're in a crazy time. God is exposing what needs to be exposed in all areas of life. As my dad prophesied, we're seeing the intelligence agencies, we're seeing it in politics, we're seeing it in the church, we're seeing it everywhere. That's very important to be able to discern. And God's putting us through this to teach us a lesson on how to see the truth. And part of that is seeing prophetically, which is what my dad was doing. He was prophesying because he was given the gift. He was in the office of the prophet, but he also spent a lot of time teaching people how to understand the prophetic and utilize it in your own life. It's not about a show or entertaining people or getting that shock or wow. It's not about that. There's a purpose to it, or God wouldn't be using it. And now we see all these prophetic voices just all over the place, just as my dad saw the little flames and little houses and how the church would change. And so in a time of change, you will have friction and struggle and it's like a birthing. When you give birth, it isn't pleasant or pretty at all, but it is beautiful in the end. And so we just need to remember to love one another and support one another and forgive one another too. I think that's very, very important that we are forgiving when people are repentant. And just always remember, how would I feel? How would I feel? How would I want to be treated? Love your neighbor as yourself. How would I want to be treated? So when we're seeing the corrupt politicians and these corrupt people, well, what if someone corrupt, and this is not to say they shouldn't be, if they've broken the law, dealt with, but if someone corrupt repents, that we handle that appropriately as well, and we not be too hard. And I think that's very important to remember. And so, because we're all human, and all of us can fall, and the only one perfect is God, and obviously Christ. And so, don't bear false witness. That's also that's something that can happen, is people get hyped up, and someone's talking about crumble cookies. Shortening, no butter. What? don't ruin crumble cookies for me. I was sure they were using butter. I'm all for butter and not for oil, the what's come out about the vegetable oils and things like that. But anyway, everybody, I am running out of time. And here we go. We're about to enter a new year. And, you know, we've now come, what is the date today? What is it? The 29th. So we have 2 more days of 2024, this insane year. And then we are going to enter a new year and a new season. And we have seen many fall and we've seen many rise from the dust. We're still seeing it. God is doing what he has to do. And it's going to be incredible. I am anticipating an incredible year. I am not fearful. I'm not scared of the drones. I'm not even scared of the plane crashes, but I'm not getting on a plane because I'm not getting ripped off either. So there's that. But we need to pray for one another. You know, those of us who are alive on this earth right now and living through this, it's a special thing that we are alive. And, you know, there's a lot of people in the world, but there's only so much of us that are alive all at one time. So we are together in this group of people that are alive in this amazing time. And so I am really anticipating.
You're saying anticipating? I'm sorry to jump in.
No, it's okay. I'm finishing up.
I'm sitting there when you're finishing and you said anticipating. I'm going, what your dad used to say?
Anticipate the inevitable, supernatural intervention of God. Yes.
That's what was going through my head right now as you say.
He made it a song.
Yeah.
I anticipate the inevitable supernatural intervention of God. That is what we anticipate for 2025, my friends. So many of you joined me today. I'm so glad to see you. See what happens. Everybody takes vacation and doesn't do their podcasts. And everybody is sitting on vacation or at home or maybe out of town with their families. And this is actually the time you want to be on talking to people. So thank you to everybody who joined me today. And it was lovely to hear from you. And to hear what you have to say and share some of this information with one another. I do love all of you. And I am so grateful that God gave you to me, that we have this time together every week. It's just a fun time. And like, I wasn't even going to do it. And I thought, no, I'm going to go live. Like, why wouldn't I? I'm just going to spend a little bit of time with you guys. It's not too much for me to do this. Like, I'm glad I did. I just feel great having come and spent this time with you today. And, you know, shortening or not, I'm still going to be looking to see what crumble cookies flavors are tomorrow because it's exciting. You know, it's a good idea. You don't know what to expect. What's going to be? What are the flavors that crumble cookies going to be? As I get fatter and fatter, I'm going to be the fat girl. It's okay. As long as I'm healthy. And maybe it's not so healthy. I'll probably slow down after the holidays. But it has been an exciting experience. But it's not just the crumble cookies, it's donuts too. I did Krispy Kreme donuts yesterday. I should probably slow down on the sweets. It's just, you know, the holidays and it's cold and, you know, I think your body kind of wants to fatten up anyway to warm you. So I might be a little bit heavier going into 2025, but it's okay. More to love. So again, thank you everybody for joining me today. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. There's a lot going on. We will keep praying for one another, supporting one another, and believing for the supernatural intervention of God, because that's what we anticipate. So with that, I wish you Happy New Year, and I will see you next week in 2025.
Partnerships are vital to our global outreach, enabling us to take the love and hope of Jesus Christ to those who need it most. Our Boots on the Ground Partnership Program physically ministers to those in desperate situations all over the world. The Israel Partnership furthers Kim's legacy of outreach to Israel and Jewish people worldwide. We invite you to become a partner today. Join us today and be part of a community that inspires hope, brings restoration to life, and often healing from the past. Together, we can make a difference, and we thank you for your ongoing support.
Just like all of you, I had problems sleeping. I had tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. I'd flip-flop all night, use my arm for support, and fall asleep, or I'd wake up with a sore neck or maybe a headache. Well, quality sleep comes from keeping your neck straight at night. You have to fill in that space between your head and your bed. That's why I invented MyPillow. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs, and it doesn't matter if you sleep on your back, stomach, side, or any combination of all three.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get Classic King MyPillows for only $19.98. Queen size just $18.98. Standard Classic MyPillows only $14.98. That's right, only $14.98. Plus all orders $75 or more.
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you. And then by phone call. And then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.